active. They did a great job, you know, planning out what they were going to siege and how they were going to do it and executing that plan. You could probably see it formulating at least 2 minutes in advance. But here we go into draft for game 2.
Yeah, EDG immediately banding away the Twisted Fate here as well. Callista going to be the answer from WE. And now with EDG on the blue side of the map, they are going to take away the Nidalee. So now that, you know, that's all happened and we've switched over, the Nidalee is finally going to get focused out as Ryze is going to be the next option here. Echo going to be removed from EDG. Clearlove not wanting to play that. And Evelyn's still hitting the bench.
I was going to say, it tells me that Clearlove could be trying to get that Evelyn pickup since Twisted Fate was banned away, but instead it's going to be the priority pick to Shin. And just the big underlining difference between these two teams in draft phase so far, priority pick went to Conan, that Janna, when WE had the blue side. And instead, Koro, captain of the team, takes the high value pick of Shin.
Yep, Koro just saying, yep, that's my champion. I'm going to lock it in. Sorry, guys. Well, Spirit back to the Gragas. Of course, he's had a lot of power on that champion, and we've spoken about this, the double disengaged power of the Monsoon Explosive Cask, now getting hovered by WE.
See what the answer is for EDG. I do like this pickup. That said, again, you know, Conan, not the greatest disengage support. It's mostly about the hard engage.
Yeah.
Although he was one of the first LPL supports to bring over Nami.
Well, it is going to be locked in here, so we do have Janna and, of course, what Clearlove was playing last game in the Gragas. EDG now their next couple of picks to be grabbed. And, you know, Thresh there for Mako can hop back onto the Annie if he wants to as well. Clearlove wanting to stay on the train that is the early pressure, hovering the Rek'Sai.
That would also hide his hand, so naturally there's no...
Under the ground.
Naturally, there's no rush to pick your jungler here because obviously WE shouldn't be picking Rek'Sai. So again, just by taking jungler in second rotation, it allows more counter pick potential. So I expect it's going to be jungler support rotation and leave options open for Deft and Pawn. Oh, never mind.
Of course, still leaving options open here. Of course, Pawn could play that Kog'Maw in the mid lane.
They're doing it because they have Janna. And Janna just, again, augments these hyper carries like Vayne, like Kog'Maw so well. So forcing EDG to prioritize Kog'Maw higher up into the draft phase, especially because Mystic plays it. Actually, it's really only, I think, the 2 Korean AD carries that have started playing Kog'Maw again versus everyone else who's all about the Vayne.
Well, Mystic now on the Caitlyn. If you're talking about oppressive lanes, Janna Caitlyn, pretty much the top tier as far as that's concerned. Again,
the issue, though, is that Caitlyn has such an oppressive mid-game power trough, to take the word out of your mouth. Caitlyn, unfortunately, doesn't have any sort of steroid to deal with the mid-game power trough because the initial item comes out, the Infinity Edge. It's all well and good, dandy, but you need that 3-item power spike, having the upgraded attack speed item, having the upgraded armor penetration item in the last Whisper before Caitlyn really starts to take off. If you get to that point, yeah, she's incredible again, fantastic. And the changes to her headshot kind of helped shore up a bit of the fact that she doesn't have, you know, an attack speed augment, but otherwise it's still not the same game against a Kog'Maw, especially come mid-game.
Well, Deft hovering over a few different options here as well. Not sure whether the Akali's going to get locked in. Although crazy things have happened. The Jace, though, locked in for Pawn, going for a bit of a, I guess, poke-style composition with a lot of sustain available from this Nami that Mako has picked up.
Pawn going back to Jace, one of his big champions for him. Very excited. Naturally, the acceleration gate will also help empower little Deft to get around. I like the addition of Nami with Kog'Maw just because the Nami slow that she empowers onto her AD carries is really going to help Deft land those skill shots and slow them down with kind of the range and the reach of his W. And again, let's not forget, Pawn's Jace, Deft's Kog'Maw. These are both, I'm not going to call them legacy champions, but signature champions for either of these 2 Korean players.
Most definitely. Of course, you think of Pawn, you think of the likes of Jace, the likes of Fizz, stuff like that. Of course, yeah, Pawn just pretty dang good on champions that have loads of buttons to press. And Jace has one of the highest amounts of buttons to press that are going to do things.
Pretty sure every champion has 4 buttons.
Yeah, he's got 4 buttons, but then the buttons all change if you press your 4th button, so he's theoretically got 7 buttons.
Did you know that's why Jace is really good at level 1?
Because he's got 2 abilities?
Yeah. Two abilities that then augment his, make him do even more damage. His level 1 is ridiculous.
Very true.
I wish you could.
You've got this patronizing look on your face. That's feelings. We are going to go through the lineup. So as you can see, the top lane, Koro versus Aluka one more time. Clear Love there versus Spirit as Pawn. Going to be taking the Jace into the Ezreal here. So a fair bit of sort of poke back and forth in that lane. Jie looking to try and get to the point where he's just unstoppable in the bottom lane. Nami Cogmore versus the Caitlyn Janna. Two just pretty disgusting lanes.
It's poke, though, and you're countering the poke with sustain. So, again, you talk about kind of the trinity. You have sustain, poke, and then hard engage. And each one is kind of a rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, true. Well, not entirely sure whether WE have enough in their arsenal in order to take down EDG, but we are going to hop onto the Rift and see. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, EDG versus WE, our final game of the night here in the LPL, and EDG finished off their first game in 25 minutes. WE desperately looking to try and tie this series up.
See if they've got some fuel still in the tank. They've definitely changed up their game plan. And the thing that we really hadn't touched upon was Xie, you know, picking up the Rune Glaive. Ezreal has that smite in the mid lane, and how that definitely changes the jungle pressure and jungle pathing.
There's also the fact that they do have this double disengage style as well. The fact that Xie will be able to get out a whole lot of extra damage. Deft and Mystic trading blows here momentarily. Nice use of the ebb and flow from Mako. See how many of the triple flows he manages to get. It's a beautiful time. The splishy splashy.
The splishy splash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me.
Yeah, I hope you're ready.
Yeah, I don't think I am. Wait, is that still the same on the Chinese client?
No. You know what's also really terrifying?
What?
Kog'Maw's voice on the Chinese client.
Well, I'm excited for that.
In the North American client, he sounds, you know, like super cute, like a, I don't know, like a puppy fell into a vat of nuclear waste.
Yeah. Alex Mack, the puppy.
Oh, wow, that's rude. Coral pulling away the sapling just to mess with Aluka's start on that Raptor camp, so forcing him out of the level 2 advantage.
Frustrating.
No, but on the Chinese client, Kog'Maw sounds like a demon. Very scary one.
I actually feel like that's a little bit more appropriate for being a little voidling as he is. Mystic and Conan going to be taking one of the little sentinels to try and get to that level 2 a bit quicker.
Exactly right. Just gives them slight EXP advantage, and they don't take any damage for it. Although, forced to use the shield defensively, not how you want to start that.
Another ebb and flow going to be used here, and of course the sustain versus the pseudo-sustain of the shield, meaning that EDG probably able to go a little bit more ham with their health bars.
No, you're absolutely right. It's, again, poke versus sustain. So, in elongated fights, EDG will find favor just because they're going to be able to heal that one back up. Whereas WE really need to make the most out of burning through Maka's mana bar and abusing that shield aggressively. So they need to get control of the creep wave so Caitlyn can spend more time on these auto attacks.
Well, level 2 is actually going to be hit evenly here as Ebb and Flow still doing a whole bunch of work for Mako, and this EDG bottom lane. Headshot from Mystic, though, still doing some
beautiful
work. Yeah, nice QE combo. More Voidoos coming out. Def uses the heal. In fact, they dodge out of the way of the Howling Gale, but this has been a pretty intense bottom lane so far.
Yeah, really aggressive. Both these teams skirmishing so hard. I can't believe Def burned the heal, though, so advantage definitely over to WE.
Yeah, I guess frightened of the fact that Howling Gale could have actually turned the tides of that fight. Spirit now looking to capitalize on that lack of summoner spell. Getting in here, there's the body slam flash as Mako's forced to use his as well. Voidoo's over the top as he does have the Tie Caller's blessing to Def, but not going to be able to use too many of those charges.
And it was just really an error of posturing on Conan's part. So he was looking for the max range tornado from across the lane, and he did a decent job revving it up. But if Conan and Mystic had just changed places in posture on the lane, it would have been a much easier chain CC of the displacement on the tornado after the belly bop.
The displacement tornado belly bop.
The knock-up displacement.
Yep, no, I like it.
Very few champions
belly bops again.
have
GA has to
displacements.
handle Pawn with his hypercharge. Fine so far. You can see EDG still handling this lane quite nicely, only down by about 3 CS. Clearlove going to be taking... Oh, Clearlove just takes it as well. Sad times. EDG, everything going wrong. May as well surrender.
Look at that signature chase.
The damage calculations to the skies. Pawn able to get the all in. Switches back to the hammer form. Pawn's angry. Wanted that blue buff, man.
Man, if only a blue buff would kill him.
Yeah. I think he wanted an excuse to eat all of his biscuits. That extra little bit of mana.
I wonder what the conversation was like in comms. No, you take it. Are you sure? Are you, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, in goes Spirit. Not able to slow down Pawn just yet, but Clearlove tunnels his way around. The heal from Pawn going to be used. Spirit now the focus. So much damage, and Clearlove picks up first blood.
Beautiful counter gank playing around Pawn. This is fairly classic. Pawn, you know, stepping forward. You have to suspect that you're going to get ganked, so Clearlove making sure that he's near. Oh, the snipe. The Prey Seeker into the Unbarrow.
There's the to the skies. Clearlove comes in, and GA's dead.
Yep.
That was beautifully played, but a little bit.
And Clearlove now 2-0 up on this Rek'Sai pick. It's been a while since I've gotten to see his Rek'Sai.
Yeah, probably should go Warrior. Oh, there's the bubble. Not gonna. Actually, does find Mystic. He was in the animation for the Peacemaker, so it was a bit confusing, but did nail it. Aluka now looking for Clearlove. Does have the tunnel to get himself out, but Gromp is going to change his mind. Decides to kill a tree this time around, and Clearlove is going to be frustrated at Aluka, but once again going to start off that Gromp. Heading back. Meanwhile, Mako is going to kill Mystic. Conan in trouble as well. As the Voidooz comes down, Mako trying to do some work. 100 health left on this Janna, and EDG going to back away.
Also should be noted that Koro in that exchange in the bottom lane did burn his teleport, decided to cancel it, so that's why he's still in the top lane. But, you know, just making sure that Deft and Mako are able to get the advantage in the 2v2.
Yeah, well, Deft able to now catch up in farm, pickaxe and boots. What Mystic was able to pick up, but now with the extra assist, I have a feeling Deft might be well and truly halfway through Trinity Force. We'll see what he decides to get, whether he wants the extra sustain, or the extra health, sorry, of that Phage, or whether it's going to be the Sheen pickup as the Spirit body slams over, sweeps out the ward.
Remember back in Korea on Samsung Blue when Deft was known for dying randomly in lane?
Yeah, he wasn't really a laning AD carry, was he? He was more of the team fighting guy.
Exactly, to where we are now, you know, being super
Ludicrous.
hyper aggressive at level 1.
But also calculating as well, like able to command respect in the lane, making sure that the laning phase is somewhere that he's very comfortable in. It's not the Deft of old that you'd expect. Always known for being able to team fight incredibly well. Not for this level of power in the lane. I think playing with Mako as well has really done great things for Deft.
I want to quickly touch on what we just saw on the mid lane there. So for all you Jace players, this is fairly old, something that McNoon really popularized. Place your acceleration gate very, very close to where you shoot out your shock blast as opposed to away from Jace, because obviously then your Q is traveling that much faster for that much longer, which is why he's able to get these quick snipes off as opposed to placing an acceleration gate and then firing his Q through it. It's right on top.
Yeah, you also get the speed buff for yourself very quickly at the same time. Wolf Spirit going to spot Clearlove doing this blue buff, but you can see Pawn, oh my goodness, easy going to be able to take it this
Calculate.
time. True Shot Barrage means that Clearlove gets it.
This is going to be the micro story of the cast. Can Pawn get a blue buff? Will he hit the mana regen? He's got his tier already available to him.
Well, you mentioned the fact that, you know, this Runeglaive Ezreal, generally, if struggling in the lane, is going to pick up the Trailblazer. Otherwise, the Sheen, this time, it's a Trailblazer game.
Obviously answering to the fact that he got dove by Clearlove and Pawn. And Spirit right there just making sure that Mystic, excuse me, not Mystic, it's AD carry, Xie being able to reset and to bounce the wave, forcing Pawn out there. But that said, with knowledge of where Spirit is, Clearlove's going to go ahead and tunnel over the back of this dragon and try to make a steal.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get it too, of course. The Cinderhulk already completed when Spirit only has the Ruby Crystal and, of course, the Trailblazer. So Clearlove able to solo that one out.
It's just this new controlled style of EDG. Micro advantages that snowball into bigger things. Again, when EDG, you know, first got their Koreans, it was about this big roam, early skirmish, you'd find an early kill, and then it would just snowball into more kills. Now it's things that are just a little bit more subtle. You know, you Pawn standing to that side of the lane, the fact that they got information that Spirit had exited to the top side, that he was clearing out the Scuttle Crab on top of a ward, allowing Clearlove to make the call to look for the dragon.
Well, Pawn able to get a ping forward over that wall. Now, once again, Pawn's battle with his ability to get a blue buff. We'll see whether he's able to lock
got
him
it.
down. He did it! Oh, congratulations. Pawn able to grab that. So, look, now he's just going to be shooting out even more shot blasts with acceleration gates very close to his character.
Curious thing is going to be how EDG are going to play the next 6 minutes within the Dragon timing window. If Clearlove's going to continue to power farm, which Rek'Sai is very good at doing, or if he's possibly going to look for even more pressure. Again, we are in a bit of a power trough for pretty much all of his lanes. Kog'Maw waiting on that Trinity Force, Jace looking for the upgraded Mana Moon, Brutalizer, CDR boots.
Yep, last whistle wouldn't be bad either. True Barrage going to try and clear out this wave to Jia, who's still very comparable as far as that CS score is concerned, and thankfully for him, Pawn only picking up a couple of those assists. So not real massive money. That's the difference between these two players. Almost still able to command respect here. Yeah, just answering the pull.
Check back in as far as our CS across the board. It's actually fairly even. So Masters 3, WE still doing a great job keeping themselves in this. We talked about, you know, Caitlyn kind of a little bit slow to take off, but if you can get her to that late game, she can fill the need of a hyper carry. But Clearlove now setting it for a counter gank.
Yeah. Spirit can clear out this ward here as well. As there's the knock-up. Acro Prison doesn't find Conan there, as Clearlove still happy to skirmish. Deft and Mystic, meanwhile, just going to be battling away. Deft with his Fade, able to get a little bit more movement speed in this fight. You can see Living Artillery doing some work as well, as Clearlove and Spirit having their own little battle. There's Acro Prison, the Ignite down onto Mystic. He's burning to death. 100 health is going to be what he's left with, as Ace in the Hole comes down. Not going to find the kill. As Monsoon to try and reset. Clearlove has pressured out Spirit though, so at the moment a 2v3.
Really nice flash from Mystic to save his life by dodging Mako's ultimate right there, and a good reset from Conan. Spirit coming around for round 2, they maybe have the lead.
Yep, no mana onto Deft either, as he doesn't get knocked up by the Howling Gale. Conan having to trade his flash for Deft's.
An elongated exchange, but in the end, WE come out on top. Again, a nice dodge from Mystic, and more importantly, a beautiful reset from Conan on the Monsoon.
Yeah. Now Deft able to pick up a Sheen when he went back to base, grabs himself some booties as well. Thankfully also a full mana bar. 98 CS to 91 there, so of course, Janna Caitlyn still pretty horrendous to deal with, irrespective of the power of the player you are against. But Mystic and Conan were playing very, very well, especially in that last
I was going to say, typically this lane would be indicative of a much deeper CS discrepancy between Caitlyn and Janna. That's one of the strongest 2v2 lanes imaginable, but Deft and Mako just did such a fantastic job getting control of the creep wave and fighting level 1.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, GA. Oh, Pawn didn't see him. So close, but tower falls down in the mid lane. First one of the game here, and sort of passively, those 3 kills that EDG managed to pick up, it's 3,000 gold the lead.
What this does, however, is it unlocks a ton of pressure. But hold on, teleport.
Yeah, teleport onto the bottom side of Luca, finding himself in a decent position now. Deft, explosive cast back as Koro just wants to get the heck out. Cathian surprise. Not going to be able to kill Mystic, especially not with that extra shield. WE might be able to turn something here in the bottom lane.
Brilliant gank from Maluka. He is now looking for a possible dive. That said, Mako, oh!
Oh, Mystic getting caught by the Shadow Dash. There's the Tidal Wave as well, as Koro is going to finish off the kill. A lot of consistent damage missing now. Aluka trying to turn this one around. Clearlove finds his way in Shadow Dash to safety there. And Aluka just going to get himself out with a twisted advance. Oh, goodness. Koro's pretty good at this video game.
I was also just going to comment that Mako unfortunately didn't have the Nami ultimate available to help Deft disengage to safety, but it was back and available when they were looking at the possible dive on Koro.
Yeah, Born looking to try and steal away the blue buff. Not quite able to time it in time. Now just going to keep clearing this one through. You can see, yeah, man, he's like, it looks like Born is in control of this lane almost to a fault. The GA has been able to clean up every bit of farm that's let through, and you can see only one in the lead is with Jay.
And that's the strength of Runeblade of Ezreal, the fact that you're given AoE splash damage and so much farm potential to the Q, which shores up pretty much the only disadvantage that Ezreal had in terms of a lane, you know, the fact that he didn't have AoE or pushing power or wave clear, so definitely a very strong item for the AP Ezreals.
Deft, a little Void Oven here on the bottom side. True Shot Barrage. Not sure where it was going. Teleport in here, but Twisted Advance is going to stop it. Is Koro unable to get in? Monsoon comes down as well. Clearlove still looking for the knockup. Gets it onto both Conan and Mystic. Look at all of this burst damage from Pawn as he gets an easy double kill. Now just tanking up this turret. The rest of WE coming around, and there it is. GA locks down the revenge kill, but it's still a 1-for-2 in favor of EDG.
What looked like a beautiful disengage from Conan, Clearlove just forces him to burn his flash to make sure that he can land the Unburrow. But again, Conan and Mystic standing together to give a double knockup as opposed to just one. However, Shie,
oh my goodness, Def going so aggressive now as well. Mako there had the Evan Flow, had the Tugtoll's Blessing. Oh goodness.
uses the heal to get the movement speed bonus to dodge out away from the ultimate, not only giving them bonus HP, but walking them to safety.
The bonus hard drive in the bottom lane.
Is Seda here?
Yeah, I know. I was going to say we need his cable. SATA cable.
Don't even explain it.
Okay, good. Well, BF Sword now completed for Mystic as well as those boots too. So we've got the pushing build currently. Trinity Force, though, is the answer for Depth, so a lot of power there. And now Pawn looking for that Black Cleaver by the looks of things, with the Ruby Crystal and the Longsword.
In the Pawn Snipe.
Oh my goodness. The accelerated Destroy Dragon Blast.
No pressure, Spirit.
Oh, Aqua Prism was there. Yeah, no, you got him. Spirit's been jungling for a long time. It's pretty good, I believe.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know why we ever doubted it.
Yeah.
Well, Depth and Mako back in the bottom lane as Clearlove now looking for Aluka. There's the Chilling Smite, gets the knock-up as well. We'll see when Koro has that Shadow Dash back available. Nice use of the Arcane Smash. And Aluka is safe.
Luca's been doing fantastic in the top lane. You know,
he doesn't often do badly.
Koro, spending some time, you know, teleporting, stand uniting. That said, Aluka did get himself an assist with his own teleport, but staying fairly even on CS. I mean, Shin's not going to offer a lot of kill pressure against a Maokai. But good job, Aluka. Hello?
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is. So.
Canceled his auto attack.
Keeping everyone on their toes, you know? Well, you can see Deft ahead by 5 CS now, actually, now that he has that Trinity Force, able to control this lane a little bit better. Yeah, farming in the mid lane as well, almost has his Rabbidan's Death Cap.
Gonna be the big power spike for the AP Ezreal.
You see, so far, you know, like WE managed to take down the dragon. It's definitely good. But this game slowing down just momentarily. EDG probably happy for this to happen. They've got a lot of hyperscaling, but this Jace not going to stay super relevant like he is now forever.
He's on a big power spike. WE, like I said, got the last dragon, so kind of an unfortunate problem that EDG have run into where they don't have an arena to force WE to fight them, but they can start to look to siege and possibly dive again by taking...
Aqua Prison lands so much burst damage as Tidal Wave flies through as well. Ace in the hole, fair bit of damage onto Depth there, but my goodness.
I keep expecting them not to go so hard, but for whatever reason, Mako and Deft just have Mystic's number.
Oh yeah, Mystic must have said something. Like in the lobby or something in Korean. you know, having this sort of...
Probably just threw him like a good luck, have fun.
Yeah. Oh, how dare he.
Scumbag. Probably tacked it on with a smiley face.
Yeah, exactly. The facetious smiley face.
I do that one a lot.
I know you do. I was in one of those games. Vaughn looking to try and clear out this mid wave. GA had pushed up. Nice use of this guys to make sure all of that farm belongs to him.
Missed a creep.
Mystics creep.
No, I said he missed a creep.
Surely not. This is Vaughn. No, you're right. Yes. Def forced to use the flash there. Spirit was looking for the body slam. Klila finds his way in as well. Aqua Prison onto Spirit. Def with so much range. Able to get the consistent damage down. Klila once again claiming another life as he gets slowed down. Not going to be able to find Mystic there, who's getting auto attack after auto attack off. Just annoying these EDG players. Comes in, just finishes off the kill. Conan's going to die at the same time as True Shot Barrage not going to be able to net anything. And EDG, they just react faster.
The mid lane is completely unlocked. You do have Xie continually looking for these cross-map ultimates to get on the back half of these engagements, but Pawn's getting there first. Of course, he has the acceleration gate.
Yeah.
But with that tower down, you're just able to impact more of the map.
Well, Shock Blast going to clear out that minion wave. Pink Ward was discovered here by GA, but Raptor Sense, of course, letting them know about that. Pawn not going to find the kill though. Sparrow looking for something.
Looking for Xie.
He's moving pretty fast. Accelerated Shock Blast trying to find the Ezreal here. Of course, it's a pretty slippery target. Blue buff now available. Spirit heading over there as well. GA probably looking to pick that one up. Pawn going back to base. Now, what did he have to grab for himself next? Just an outright Black Cleaver.
He just straight up.
Yeah, that was a longsword Ruby Crystal transformed into a Black Cleaver then and there. So he's pretty strong.
Okay. The top tower will finally fall, so again, Aluka doing a good job keeping the pressure up there on top of Koro. They've now transitioned Def traded towers because they have a 1 minute 30-second window before Dragon comes up where they can play their advantage in terms of numbers to the top side of the map.
Yep.
Should be able to quickly pick this one up, especially because Def taking towers.
Yeah, and the turret had about 4 hits left in it as well. They're going to continue pushing up here as Spirit is in no man's land in the enemy jungle. Koro just switching this one back, trying to deal with the push out of Mystic, who's now able to do a lot of damage through these structures with that Infinity Edge and, of course, the boots too. Headshot actually working out here on the Koro. Uses the feint to try and negate some of the damage. Yeah,
Mystic, you know, has the Infinity Edge as well as the upgraded level 2 boots. So, pretty strong right now. Koro does need to be careful. You always have to be careful anytime you're the solo person in a lane against a Caitlyn, just because it will mean a free headshot. Or not headshot, ace in the hole.
Yep, and the fact also that you can't defend that turret from a massive range. EDG playing towards the bottom side, knowing that the Dragon going to be up in about 30 seconds. Deft gets his health halved by GA.
It's a really smart rotation from WE to try to see if they can consolidate their resources very quickly into the mid lane and possibly make a pick, but good respect from EDG to just walk out of the side of the lane, reset their position, and get back behind this creep wave.
Yeah, making sure that EDG always doing things on their terms. While Death's going to clear out the mid wave. And you've got Koro continuing to split push on the bottom side of the map.
Dragon will be live in 4 seconds, and again, EDG have consolidated all of their resources to that side, as well as forced Aluka top lane to deal with the massive minion wave. So if WE want to fight this, they will have to burn the TP.
Koro can just wander up towards the Dragon area. Now, to the skies, Pawn going to send that minion wave crashing towards GA, who wants to now make a choice. EDG started off the Dragon, already down to about half health. Everyone's here, and that will be theirs. 2-1 for that objective. True Shot Barrage going to sail unhappily by.
They look for the snipe, but WE, to their credit, you know, understanding that they couldn't go look for that team fight, they just weren't there with their items. The best reward they could have hoped for was the True Shot Barrage finding it, but otherwise they just continue to farm it out.
So what do WE have to wait for before they can start picking fights and making things happen for them?
Caitlyn, as well as the resistances on Maokai. It's a little bit different with Maokai, however, just because his ultimate is going to grant him some superficial tankiness, just in the free stats that it's going to block. The big thing, though, is making sure that Mystic is strong on that Caitlyn. We talked about kind of the mid-game power trough, and especially against EDG, where Jace is very strong, you know, is Miramana just now upgrading. Pawn is so powerful right now. So WE, they just need to hold on until this Jace falls off slightly, and this Caitlyn can come back into the game.
Well, at the moment, Mystic looking to try and pick up sideways. It's going to be the Krugs falling on the top side of the map, though, because just no waves that you can really get to safely here for the AD carry of WE. EDG now looking for Jie as the Essence block sails over Clearlove's head. Position around Jie as well, just forcing safety.
WE making sure that they're deep warding together, not getting picked out or caught. And they're actually kind of running EDG around the map, you know, doing a better job getting control of these waves, pushing them forward, and just making EDG respond to farming it. That said, I mean, there's no do or die. They do have a window of opportunity on Pawn, but Deft is going to hyperscale into the late game just fine.
Yeah, and I'm actually interested about sort of this EDG lineup because I know Shen scales fantastically well, incredibly well in the late stage of the game, but Ezreal, he's the real wild card for me. I don't know whether he's going to really scale that much more than this Jace in order to really carry them through. And how do you see sort of the late game AP Ezreal? Because we've seen him just completely win games on his own.
This is going to sound fairly obvious, especially as Spirit might be in some trouble. No, he's really fine. You have to hit your skill shots, which again, it sounds super obvious on Ezreal, but so many times teams will pick Ezreal and just not be able to connect when it counts, which effectively, you know, you do 25% of the damage.
Spirit just had his health more than half, loses 2/3 there as Def gonna flash a Luca into the well and truly backline of this EDG team. Flashes over Koro, almost gets the Shadow Dash there, now might be in an uncomfortable position. That tidal wave over 4 people. Pawn makes his way in. Destruction here for EDG. Conan's dead. Triple kill now for Pawn as Mystic gets Shadow Dash and EDG get a clean ace.
What a beautiful ultimate from Mako across the entire team. That'll mean the tower and the Baron.
And Def just going to hang out, take this inner turret on his own. Clearlove's already started off business here. 26 minutes into the game, it's EDG's Baron time almost every single time. 8,000 gold, now the lead, 14 kills to 3. Looks like EDG doing it again.
WE just needed to hold on. They couldn't afford to get into a fight in that scenario, but EDG backed them into a corner and forced it.
So just Def walking past the Baron pit, spitting on it for a second there and just continuing to waddle like an oven away into the top lane.
Here we go. Here's going to be the replay of this team fight, though. So WE, they just get caught in this tiny little corner, and there's that Nami ultimate across pretty much every single member, and it just gives the go-ahead for Pawn to flash over the Raptor camp. He's looking for the quadra kill right here, but he's not able to get it, walking around the back half, possibly looking for the Q.
And Mako as well, like, just singled out Jie and auto-attacked him to death with Tycho's blessing. Conan now is dead. Yeah, that's so dead. I'd even go so far as to say super dead.
Severely dead.
Severely dead.
Yeah.
Well, that is an outright last whisper as well here for Def. A little bit disappointed that that isn't a Phantom Dancer. Of course, a little bit better.
Look, Conan's playing Do or Die.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the Magi's.
Ready.
The dream's alive. What does their t-shirt say? Never give up on your dreams?
Well, he's not giving up on his dreams. I don't know how his dreams will fare, though, in the next team fight. There's an AD carry with some pretty ludicrously gigantic items. Spirit body slams his way in to basically lose most of his health.
Oh, speaking of losing most of your health, Mystic just took, you know, a chunk from Pawn, his half health.
Yep, Aluka now as well, not going to be able to stand too close to this as Eye of the Storm trying to shield up this turret. EDG really setting themselves up to siege up this game. The rest of their minion waves actually doing quite well at the same time. Now just protecting this siege minion. Clearlove and Koro are going to tank up these Yordle snap traps. Mako loses half of his health. Tidal Wave comes across in defiance as Aluka just dies to death. So much extra damage. They lose the inhibitor turret. Arcane shift from Jie to get himself out of there, but it's not far enough. as the accelerated shock blast gets him and Conan and just destroys half of their health. Clearlove just lack of respect entirely as Deft is going to tank up the turret and try and kill Spirit. Voidoo's not going to do enough. Deft uses the heal. The Stand United comes down with the Cogmore as well. Keeps him alive for now as Spirit is able to get back to the fountain unscathed. Well, not unscathed, but without being dead.
And
2 inhibitors.
So quickly this game has just snowballed out of control. We now have over a 10k gold lead in favor of EDG as they take 2 inhibitors, go to reset the map, and are now turning on the dragon.
Oh, here comes Aluka! Boys and girls, straight in there with a twisted advance onto Deft. Koro does lock down the dragon, but Aluka, heroic play, but he's now very dead. Clearlove now looking for a knock-up on a Mystic who's trying to kite away. Shadow Dash doesn't find him just yet as Deft finally going to get that Trinity 4-star auto attack and wreck him. Aqua Prison onto an Ezreal. Insult to injury there as Mako able to make the moves happen. Clearlove tunneling forward. That Spirit on full health. Clearlove on basically nothing. Living Artillery, though, really causing a problem here for Conan as he loses his life to it. And Clearlove continues to burrow after Spirit. Shadow Dash in there, pulling Spirit out. And WE
I don't know if
falling apart.
I don't know if you saw that, Atlas, but I'd like to think it's a microcosm of Spirit's impact on WE. He casked 3 people on top of Ezreal. He literally pushed all of EDG right on top of the Aqua Prison locked up Xie.
Not good. Not so great. But EDG, after an extra 4 minutes.
I was just going to say, they made it, you know, that's at least 8 minutes. I think it was no, it was a 25-minute game. 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, improvement. Marked improvement from EDG. Smile on the face of Deft here after their 2-0 victory. EDG solidifying that top spot all the more and continuing that massive winning streak that they have here in the LPL.
And again, for so long, they went without starting their MSI roster, immediately coming back from the international win, sending Pawn away for his injury. Then it was Koro, his back injured. I love how the back of their shirt says 10th. I think it's supposed to be for anniversary.
Yeah, because they're not 10th.
No.
That's, no.
They're 12th. Maybe that's the dream.
All right.
Keep the dream alive.
Gotta get, yeah. Oh, you
but
can see EDG.
The MSI roster returning, going on this massive win streak. In the last 3 weeks, they've quadrupled the number of times that they've played with it. And the question remains, you know, EDG, they look strong, but do they look different? SKT in Korea, you know, changing things up. Recently, not having the best of 5. I think they were finally taken down from their undefeated streak in series, but definitely showing a lot more growth in their compositions. And EDG, safely say, the same. I mean, they're winning differently than before.
And I guess, you know, this series is an interesting one to use as an example because, of course, a bit of a mismatch as far as these teams are concerned. I mean, WE looking a little bit different to how they were when they were so strong against them in the playoffs last split. But EDG now, I mean, I don't know whether it's necessarily all that different, but the fact that they're playing around these objectives a little bit more is fantastic. We do have a replay. Let's have a look and see whether you can identify any differences in the EDG playstyle.
So here we go. This is going to be that very last team fight. We can go ahead and start the replay. Aluka is going to come in with the hero play, dodges the Aqua Prism with a nicely placed Twisted Advance, but EDG, and think of how much gold they're sitting on. They just took 2 inhibitors, a bunch of towers, a dragon, and a ton of kills, and they haven't spent it yet. This is just a massive gold lead speaking for itself. Not quite sure how Mystic got over there by himself. Here's this cask. Boom! Hey, I wanted to be here anyway.
Spirit's like, okay, now I'm going to be able to get out just fine, don't worry. And Clearlove with about 500 health says, nah, you're not.
Look at Koro going the long way around. He's going to meet Spirit on the other side as Deft snipes Conan there. And Koro's like, hey, where you going, mate?
Drive by Koro. Says, get over here, Spirit. And man, that was messy.
No, but EDG, much more methodical.
Well, yeah.
Micro advantages being taken it's, again, collecting information and then punishing the information in the most effective and efficient way possible.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's more controlled victory as well. It's the fact that EDG, they know what advantages that they can pressure, and they pressure them the right way in order to control how they take games over. And in the first game, it was, we've got a Jinx, we can use this minigun in order to take towers, get a global advantage, buy a whole ton of items, and destroy WE. This time, it was get Jace to a point where he's strong, get Kog'Maw to the sort of Trinity Force Blade of the Ruin King, and then run all over everything. It wasn't. It was sort of a split focus and a different way of playing the game.
Nope, completely agree. So now the question is, you know, where do WE go from here? And do EDG just continue to steamroll through the back half of the LPL with their MSI starting roster?
Yeah, that's exactly right. But, ladies and gentlemen, that does bring us to the end of the day. Of course, we still have 2 more fantastic days of LPL action to come. But on behalf of myself, Frosker, and Pastry Time, and of course Rusty, who are on before, and our entire production team, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.